As the title probably says, I read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, and it was interesting. There's a little backstory to it, if you're willing to listen. My friend gave me this book a couple years ago, and during that time, I wasn't really reading anymore, so I had no idea about the whole, like, I guess the hype behind the book. I didn't know about it, so I just picked it up and started reading it. And it was, I kind of liked the fact that I didn't know anything about it. I didn't have any expectations. I think that's what made the book a lot better to read for me. Whereas I think a lot of people already go in with expectations because of all the stuff that's said about it. All you people make assumptions, right? Before they go into the book. And that wasn't the case for me, and I think that's what kind of made the book a little bit better. So the book is about Fair, who has to hunt in order to provide for her family. So she's got her father, her two sisters, and her mother passed away. So she's kind of like their main source when it comes to anything food related. She's kind of like the breadwinner. She goes and sells stuff in order to make some coin, stuff like that. And so one day she's trying to hunt this deer and she comes across a wolf and decides to hunt the wolf in order to, they'll have meat and she could sell the skin. And so, or the fur. And so that's what she does. And she ends up being taken to this magical fairy kingdom where she stays as a prisoner at this fancy high fairies house. Whatever I said till now is not a spoiler. I'm not going to spoil anything. That's kind of just the basic overview of what the book revolves around. And then after that, as time goes on, she starts to learn more about the world, and a lot of it turns out to be a lot different from what she thought it was. One thing I heard a lot about this book was that people didn't like the relationships between the characters. And now I read the first book, and I've read, I think, because I can't keep up with the books that I read. I've read the second, third, and fourth book. Yeah. There's one book I haven't read. So I've read the second, third, and fourth book too. And now that I've read the other books, I understand why the first book was written the way it was and why it's kind of frustrating to read at some parts because it's either too fast or like there isn't a lot of explanation there isn't a lot of development in certain parts. That's for a reason. As you go into the subsequent books, you'll understand. It is very Beauty and the Beastie. Initially, the like overall plot of the book kind of seems okay. She ends up in this castle and there's this dude and he's like magical and yeah. But again, it's kind of setting the tone for the changes that are going to occur in the second book, the third book, and the fourth book, etc. So I think if you can get through this book, and even if you didn't think it was the best book, but you were able to read it without any issues, and you were like, it's all right, then read the second book, because the second book is definitely better than the first book. Okay, I'd really like to like do a little thing where I kind of have like a little vlog of me reading the book and my thoughts on a book. But I don't know if that's like, I take a while to read books. I'm not like one of those people who read like 10 books in a week or something. I kind of take my time with the book and I kind of have my own goals for reading. So maybe I'll do something like that. And I think it'd be fun to read a series like this and kind of discuss it and see what other people think. Yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to this book. I would say give it a chance, give it a try. If you really hate the book, then don't read it. Don't read the subsequent books. If you thought it was all right, but like had like you didn't like a few things about it, or you didn't like one character versus the other, then you could, I would say, give the second book a chance. It's better than the first for sure. But you have to read the first book to understand the second book. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. Bye.